Hello my crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts. Today we are playing with the sheep. I've got my sheep dies and the Counting Sheep stamp set, both of which are free during Sale-A-Bration. With a $60 purchase before tax and shipping, you can pick one or the other, or if you spend $120, you can get both, because every $60 before tax and shipping gets you one free item until the end of September. So I've already done some of the die cuts. I've got the sun. I've done a couple of the fence pieces with the cork paper, and I've also cut out 4 pieces of the clouds. So I'm just going to set these guys off to the side. We're going to be doing some coloring. We're going to be doing a little bit of color blending, all kinds of stuff. The idea was actually just coming to me as I was doing some of the die cuts. So I've got a piece of the basic white here, and I'm going to use Memento to stamp our sheep. Now I'm going to go kind of center-ish on this because I'm not using it for this stamp set, or sorry, not for this card, but usually I do paper savers, and this is going to be a 1-layer card that, well, not 1 layer, but we're going to be using the white for the base layer, and we're not going to be doing a matte. So we're just going to go ahead, kind of hover them over each other, stamp straight up or straight down and then straight up, no wiggling, because if you do a wiggle, then your stamp set will be a little bit, or your stamp impression will be a little bit off kilter. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my die cut machine in just 1 second, but I just wanted to show you that when you do this, it is a pretty tight fit to get it exactly, but it doesn't leave a huge white runaround. Sometimes if you're fussy cutting, or if you have a different set of dies, it might not go as close to your impression as it is, but Stampin' Up! Recently changed the dies and it gives a really nice clean finish. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring in my embossing machine and my die cut machine. Now for this one you need the white plate, a clear plate. I do need to get some new ones because these are very well loved, but they still function, so no point in replacing it. And then I'm just going to reline up my die because it did shift a bit when I moved it. Okay, then you're going to put on another clear plate carefully. I like to put it in this way and then set it down. If you have a magnetic plate, you could use that with the dies, or even washi tape or painter's tape. You can gently set your dies, give it a bit of a shove, and then I'm just going to run it through. You can set your dies in place with that. So the cracks are no big deal. It's just the die cutting through the paper. And our die over here. Okay. So I've got our 2 sheep cut out. Just going to move our plates off to the side and close this guy up. That's one of the things that I love about this die machine as well, is that it collapses. Okay, so I've got a scrap piece of paper here. I did a torn edge for something else, so I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna place this first and see. Actually, I think I might just do one. So my vision for this card was to have our sheepy, one of our friends this way, and then this one this way, kind of looking like they're having a good old chat over the fence. So what I want to do, I've got my garden green and my balmy blue. So I wanted to do the grass and the sky, and I'm going to use the blending brushes for that. So I'm going to take my torn piece, I kind of want the grass to be kind of straight-ish. do the grass first. Okay, so I'm going to flip it this way and then just ink up your brush. Start off your paper just so that you don't get a huge big streak. And then just blend, keep blending the color. Because it's grass and there's always more than one dimension to the grass, it's okay if there's darker spots and lighter spots. And really, it's your project, so you can make it look however you would like. I'd like it a little darker across the top, though, I think. And you can just keep blending and blending until you're content with how it looks. Okay, so there's that piece. And then I'm just going to stick this guy over here. And I'm going to flip there. I'm just going to put the tiniest little bit of an edge here so that when I go to do the blue, if my hand slips when I'm doing it, it's not going to make a whole big mess. I'm not planning my hand to slip, but you never know. Okay, and then the same, just ink it up and start. I'm going to start top here. And then because it's the sky, and I do have the clouds, I'm just going to do like really big, floopy, carefree swirls with my brush. I'm going to bring down a little bit to where the grass is. All right, I really like how that looks. So now we've got this done. There is also this little tuft of grass here, but I'm going to do that after I figure out where everything is going to go. So I'm going to put, oops, missed one of the triangles. There we go. So we're going to put these guys. This one's going to be here, I think, and then this one. We're going to put our hooves kind of over the fence. But I want to color their faces first. So I'm going to grab, what is this? Basic gray is the black. I find is just a little too dark. So I'm going to do her ears gray. I'm going to do her face. And her legs. Now you'll notice that I'm not going right to the very edge with the color because I'm going to bring in my blending brush. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to use a blending brush. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with this little one. Arms, legs, feet, ears, and face. I am picking up a little darker here on the feet. I'm going to do a tiny little bit of shading where these little shaded marks are. She's going to be mostly white. But my mom and dad had sheep and they were never pure white. All right. I just going to grab a blending brush. I thought I had one handy, but I don't. And I'm also going to grab Wink of Stella. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to use that. I probably will because I put that stuff on everything. Sorry, Frank's Red Hot. Okay, so we're just going to do quick little circles just to blend our pencil marks. Now you can use the Stampin' Blends, the alcohol marker to give it a little bit more color. You can also use the watercolor markers, or you can even do direct to paper with the ink. Now usually with the watercolor pencils or any of the other water mediums, I would use Stays On with it. But I'm just using my blends because I'm using black ink with gray. So I'm not too fussed with the ink color potentially bleeding a little bit. Just a quick little. And when you're using your blender pen after you're done, just kind of give it a bit of a scribble off to the side so that the color doesn't stick. And I am going to give her fleecy coat a little bit of sparkle, and I'm going to use Wink of Stella. So just quick little brush strokes. It's not terribly obvious when you're using Wink of Stella, but when the light hits it, there is definitely a little bit of shine and shimmer, and I think she needs to be a fancy sheep. The other idea that I had with this was to stamp on the vellum, not vellum, the white plush paper, because that would also give it some texture and dimension, and I think I'll play with that next time I have the stamp set out. Okay, so our sheep are done. We have everything ready to go, so we're just going to, I'm going to grab some dimensionals and my adhesive, and we're going to start the assembly. Put this back where it belongs. Okay. So we've got our clouds. We've got our clouds, our sun, our two sheep, and our fence. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use one or both. I think I'm just going to use one. It's going to be too crowded. If I would have gone this way, I could have used both, but it's fine. All right, so we are going to stick this little one on this side of the fence, and we're going to do it flat. So I'm just going to put a couple of strips of adhesive on her. I don't know why I've decided that these are girls, but they are. Okay, and I haven't put any adhesive near her feet because I want to be able to lift them up and put them over the fence. Okay, and the fence, yeah, I think we'll do the fence flat as well. So I'm going to do one strip on this side. You could also use glue dots on this, or tear and tape, or really any adhesive that you like. So stick this under her foot. There we go. We'll take that to the edge of the card. Okay, now this little one, we're going to stick some dimensionals on. Now, I've got this strip of dimensional that I've used up all of the ones that were cut. So now I'm just going to use a couple of strips and cut it to the size that I need. There's no point in tossing away perfectly good pieces of foam. Okay, and then this little girl is they're having a grand old chat across the fence. All right. The sun is also going to be popped up, and then I'll put the sun there. I don't know. I really loved the idea of the gold for the sun. I was going to use crushed curry, but then I decided that it needed a little bit more sparkle and shine. Okay, now 2 of our cloud pieces are going to be popped up onto dimensionals, and 2 of them I'm going to lay flat. Here we go. All right. So then just figure out the placement for the, actually, maybe they all need to be on dimensionals. Yeah, I think they all need to be popped up. So comment down below, let me know what you think of this video and if you'd like to see some more projects for this guy. And also, I'm going to be doing a pinwheel class in September. So if you would like some information about that, please pop your information or click the link down below. And I will send you my email newsletter with all of the information for that's coming up. Sorry, I got sidetracked with trying to figure out cloud placement. All right, I'll put this cloud over here. Actually, the basic borders die, the clouds for that would be really cute on here too. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll stick this one up here a little bit. All right, so there is our sheep card. It really came together quite quickly and easily. So if you wanted to, you could also just, instead of using the ink, you could cut a strip of green cardstock and a strip of balmy blue cardstock for the top. You can use different color paper for the sheep. Gray would be nice. You could use, the glimmer paper would be really pretty for the grass because it's kind of got like a green, granny apple green. That would be really pretty too with the balmy blue. So there's oodles of ideas. If you do recreate this card or have the stamp and die set, or even just the stamp set or just the dies, feel free to pop over onto my Facebook page too and post your creations. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.